Onto this now, the reigning champions of both the CAF Champions League as well as the Hollywoodbets Super League, Mamelodi Sundowns Ladies, will get the opportunity to play against some of the world's top women's football teams from across the globe. So Banyana Bastille will compete in the upcoming Women's Cup of Tournament in the USA from the 14th until the 17th of August. Let's get more information on this by speaking to Matlhomola Morake, who is the managing editor of Centre Circle Online, which is, of course, an online football platform covering all things women's sports. Matlhomola Morake, good morning. Thank you so much for your time. Such great news for Mamelodi Sundowns. I was reading the news yesterday, pleasantly surprised. The first ever African team to compete in this competition. What does it mean for the ever-growing women's game on the continent?
Good morning, Rachel, and good morning to the viewers as well. I mean, this is big news. Never heard of, as we said, it's the first African team to actually go play in the Women's Cup. It's been going on for 3 years. And I mean, the choice of Sundowns clearly tells you that something good is happening at Mamelodi Sundowns, not just the ladies team, but also the entire structure. Because if you look at the choice of opponents, I mean, Kansas City current, they top of their table in the USA, which is a very strong league. And then you look at Vissel Kobe, that is in Japan. They third on the league table. And then you look at Atletico Madrid. I mean, they've got such a good history. So Sundowns going there is actually good news, not just for South African football, but also for the continent, because, in my opinion, it tells me that when Sundowns gets there, the scouts will be there. So this opens up an opportunity for South African players to be scouted even more by these European scouts.
That's an interesting, thing that you say there, the opportunity of our players, Sundowns players, to be scouted by international scouts. But we shouldn't really be surprised, Matlhomola, that Mamelodi Sundowns have been chosen for this competition. This is a team that has consistently performed at the highest level, not only in South Africa, but on the continent as well. Two-time COSAFA qualifiers champions, two-time CAF Champions League champions as well. Might you have any idea as to how this historic opportunity for Sundowns came about?
Well, remember that Sundowns is in partnership with a marketing company called Rock Nation in the US. So when an opportunity arose for Sundowns to actually be part of this, they dealt with the negotiations, and eventually they came to an agreement that Sundowns needs to be there. But also, which other team would you have chosen in South Africa? Because Sundowns, with their pedigree, you've just mentioned that they've won. In fact, the only team that has won the South African Women's League 5 times in a row since inception. They've won the COSAFA Champions League qualifiers, and they've won the Champions League twice. So it tells you that Sundowns is just head and shoulders above the rest. And them going there will actually help them prepare, because as you know that FIFA is currently thinking about introducing a World Cup club for women. So most likely, when Sundowns goes there, they're actually going to get that experience. And as matters stand, I think they're the only team right now that really will be able to represent us better at that competition. But yeah, I mean, I'm so happy for Sundowns. I just hope whether they do well. Excuse me. And when you look at the men's side, it's also the same thing. The structure is well run, is an well-oiled machine, and we're going to. The men's team going to the World Cup Club Championship. It tells you that something is really brewing at Mamelodi Sundowns, and you can see also by the new youngsters that they're introducing, because they've got a sort of an aging squad, but they always on the hunt for new players, and them taking them to Kansas City, Missouri for this competition will really open a whole lot of doors for this wonderful team.
It's a 3-day tournament. 4 teams are also competing in this competition, Matlhomola. What is the structure of it? Do you know the details of it? Earlier on, you also mentioned that is the 3rd edition of this competition.
What we do have at the moment is just the dates, the 14th and the 17th. The draw hasn't been done yet, so we're not sure exactly how it's going to play out. But what we do know is that Sundowns is going to play 2 valuable games in this competition in the US, and that will help them a great deal. Coming back here to the Hollywoodbets, I think they'll continue to dominate this league for quite a long time now. I mean, I was speaking to Coach Desiree the other day, and one of the things that she said is that if teams don't come up and can try and compete with Mamelodi Sundowns, they'll always be left behind, because Sundowns is always, look, with all their money and all their support, yes, they'll always be head and shoulders above the rest. But be that as it may, teams also need to work a bit harder. Obviously, we need sponsorship, and we need more funding for these teams to excel. But what we see in the league currently, we know that Sundowns is head and shoulders above the rest. So we're hoping that when they go to the US, as I said, the 14th and the 17th, those are the dates that we've been given.
Yeah.
We'll just wait for the draw to see who exactly they will play among the three teams, because these are three formidable teams as well.
Let's speak about that investment that the management of Mamelodi Sundowns has sort of put behind their women's football team, because here we have a team that has continued, Matlhomola, to sort of show why they are the best team, not only in South Africa, but on the continent. That investment from the management of this team is coming to fruition now with the fact that they are going to play in an international competition. The importance, though, of this investment that we've seen from the management ploughing into this team.
You know, they say money doesn't buy success, but what it does is that it buys you peace. Yeah. And what you see at Mamelodi Sundowns is that the players, both male and female, are at peace, and that is why they're doing so well. And when you at peace as a player, you start producing results, because you're relaxed, you've got nothing to really worry about. But it all started, as you said, with the investment that the club put in. I mean, to be owned by a billionaire like Patrice Motsepe, he'll be pumping in all those monies, and all those players are well paid. Even the ladies, they're not well paid, but they get in something at the end of the month compared to many other teams in the league. And that is why many players want to move to Mamelodi Sundowns and ensure that they get a chance to play there. But yeah, investment is crucial in women's football, especially now that so many things are happening, so many opportunities are opening up. I mean, imagine a team like JVW, imagine a team like Devon Ladies. How will they afford to go to the US and play in an outside tournament? So that is why corporate South Africa needs to come on board and ensure that this game, that is women's football, really progresses. But for it to progress, you need to put in a lot of funding to ensure that a lot of money is pumped in, so that this team can grow. Because players, when you pay them well, they will deliver. And that is why we're seeing Mamelodi Sundowns, both men and women, doing so well, because they're well taken care of due to the investment that has been put by the owners of the team.